Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Let's see what we got this morning. My thumbnail. Save all of that. Just feels like I didn't do something right there. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, yeah, I got it. All right. So let's jump out here and first we'll start over here at the scans. So over here on the scans, I was seeing SNYR pop up, SBEV, and all of these. I haven't looked into them yet, but we will. Leading the day is Nvidia in the mid to large cap stocks. Old Nvidia. And it's leading in volume, but not in percent change. It's just more people watching it. But let's go ahead and look through these different tickers here. So we'll start with SN, or actually we'll start with, what's today? The 15th. 15th, what's going on? So we have a speech by Governor Lisa D. Cook, 2025 Distinguished Alumni Award acceptance remarks at the Cal Alumni Club of Washington, D.C. Annual reception, Washington, D.C. Okay. So that's later on today into the afternoon. Probably won't affect the market like that. And then tomorrow we have a speech by Powell on the economic outlook. Now that may affect the market. All right. So let's jump over here to SNYR. Okay, and hopefully you guys can hear me on each platform. Let me make sure. How's the audio? All right, so let's go to press releases for Synergy. Synergy CHC reports its 8th consecutive quarter of profitability and its 4th quarter of full year 2024 financial results. Go look at that daily chart. So on the daily chart, definitely not a pattern of it popping. So definitely an irregular day for it to be up this much. Currently it is up, what, 440, 450, somewhere up in here. So definitely not the most obvious pattern, but it definitely probably surprised. So 450 is that level that it's currently been trading around. Let me go look at the high of this. Actually, before we go to the charts, let's go ahead and get all of the foundational things. So we got, oh, this news was on March 31st, so no recent news for it. Good morning, Danielle. So let's go to Synergy SNRY or YR. Go to statistics. All right, so the float on this one is 2.25 million. According to Yahoo, insiders have 73.54% on this one, and institutions have 12.62. Okay, looks like it was last updated on the 31st. Cool. What is the short percent float? Is kind of low on this one, but we'll see how it reacts. It's up 145%. but no recent news. Let's go over here to this SNYR. Public float 3.66 million. Short interest, very low short interest on these. Does not mean that it is dead on the day. That's not a real determining factor there. Just something to take note of. Okay, 3.66 million. All right, well, we'll see what that one wants to do. If something else comes and overshadows it, great. But it is kind of coiling. One of the things I don't like about dips after a big sweep down like this, I kind of like to give it a little bit more time because of these top and tail wicks. Sometimes it just goes and it'll catch you off guard, but this right here is quite a bit of a spike down. So give it a little bit of time, especially with no catalyst. Let's go over here back to this. Actually, I skipped something back here at Yahoo. Let's go to the profile and see where it's located, what is it from. So Synergy CHC Corp provides consumer healthcare, beauty, and lifestyle products in the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom. It offers brain health nutrition supplements under the Focus Factor brand name. And lifestyle and wellness products and accessories, including tea, shakes, lollipops, supplements, apparel, and exercise accessories under the Flat Tummy brand name. So it's selling a lot of stuff under other brand names. The company also provides hand care products under the Hand MD brand name, beauty products for the eyes, lips, brows, cheeks, and skin under the Perfect Beauty brand. Oh my goodness, how many brands is it selling under? Focus Factor. Wait, let me count them all. Focus Factor, Flat Tummy, Hand MD, Perfect Beauty brand, the Queen Pegasus brand, Neurogen brand. I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, Sneaky Vaunt brand. 6, 7, 8 brands. Okay, it sells its products through Club, Mass Drug, and other retailers. The company was formerly known as Synergy Strips Corp and changed its name to Synergy CHC Corp in August 2015. The company was incorporated in 2010. This thing's got more brand names than I don't know. And the catalyst is kind of like wellness, you know. I just put wellness. Let's look at what it says. Healthcare medical distribution. Full-time employees 21, based out of Westbrook, Maine. All right. So SNYR on wellness. With multiple, let's see, multiple brands. Got like 8 different brands that is selling under. Multi-brand distribution. And it is coming out of Westbrook, Maine, or Maine here. So it's a US-based company. All right. Next one that is up here is SBEV up 62%. SBEV. Splash Beverage Group addresses notice from NYSE. It's the most recent news from the company. It did a 1-for-40 reverse split back on March 17th, or did it happen on March 17th, or did it schedule it? March 27th. Okay, so effective on March 27th, which is still last month. All right, let's go look at this splash chart. Actually, before we do that, let's jump over to Yahoo. SBEV. Splash Beverage. So this one is Splash Beverage Group Inc. engages in manufacturing, distribution, and marketing and sale of various beverages in the United States. It is involved in the manufacture and distribution of non-alcoholic and alcoholic beverages and retail sale of beverages and groceries online through Qplash. The company offers flavored tequilas under the Salt Tequila and Ship. What's that name? Whatever that is, Chispo Tequila, brand name, and wine under the Copa Divino brand name, and then the oh my gosh, Popoloco Sangria. It also produces hydration and energy products under the Tap Out Performance brand name. Okay, so these are the ones that are kind of sticking out today. Distributions with multiple brand names, or selling under multiple brand names. This one had what? One, two, three, four brand names, five brand names. It is incorporated in 1992 and is based out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So this is another multi-brand distribution, and it is U.S. based. This isn't really wellness. It's more like maybe alcoholic, non-alcoholic beverages and groceries. Okay, so SBEV. So we got beverages and grocery. And this one is from Florida. So I just put US based. All right. So that one, and then we got one called MTVA. I see down there at like 290. Actually, let's continue with this. I keep jumping around. I'm just making notes because a lot of times I don't make notes. I'll end up jumping around and missing things. So let's go over here. SBEV. What was that? Float. Float on SBEV is looking like 1.29 million. 13% insiders on this one. So in both of them, the insiders are kind of holding the gauntlet right now. Let's see. The short float on both of them are pretty low too. So that's something they both have in common. Low short float. Low short float. Okay. Or I guess low short float percentage. Okay. So look at that. And insiders holding the power. Insider leverage is what I'll call it. Okay. Go over here. Splash Beverage, that float is 1.38. Insiders. Let's see. NYSC. looks like it's losing itself. It's falling out of the competition too. Oh, I was looking at MTVA over here. So SBEV is still, you know, got these wicks up here that I don't like. So we had an area back here in aftermarket. Got pushed down here in pre-market, and then another wick down here. So plenty of areas up here that have faced a little bit of resistance. Let's jump over to MTVA and see what this thing is. MTVA. Do you have news on the day? MetaVia, 41 minutes ago, announces a positive top line data or MetaVia announces positive top line data from the 4-week phase 1 MAD trial of DA1726, a novel 3-to-1 ratio GLP glucagon dual receptor agonist to treat obesity. Okay, so this is obesity one. Oh boy, these catalysts today are very questionable, to say the least. Okay, so we got an obesity drug 41 minutes ago. Let's jump in here. Weight loss and safety effects with the potential best-in-class glucose control, weight or waist reduction, and tolerability. Okay. Ay. All right, let me just jump over. Oh man, they hit us with all the numbers. Mean changes in body weight, subject disposition, treatment emergent, adverse, blah, blah. All right, let's jump over here. MTVA. MetaVia. Float on this one is 2.34 million. Again, the insiders are holding the gauntlet. They got the majority of the power in this one. Again, the shares percentage float is not that great. Usually a larger shares percentage float, when it starts getting up like 10, I would say 10 to maybe 25 to 30%. That's like a float that's like, whoa, why are all these people shorting this thing? Why is it so heavy? But this one, low short percentage. Let's see where's this from? Okay, this one's from Cambridge, Massachusetts. It changed its name in 2024. The company was formerly known as Neurobo Pharmaceuticals. So this is another US based, a whole bunch of US based companies. Let me see, what is this? All right, out of Massachusetts. All right. So all three of these are definitely on the questionable list. SNYR, SBEV, all showing these nice big wicks off this. We got a big wick up here, 477. And I don't know. I mean, all of these, they're kind of up, but the catalyst, I don't know if the catalyst can carry them. But sometimes it goes like this. Maybe you just have to find a idea that is hot right now. And these two up top, SNYR and SBEV, both have the distribution behind their name. So, they're almost receiving 20, both of them almost receiving going towards 20 million on the day. So it's like, okay, is that the trend, distribution, and all of that? The other thing we have to go and look at is the actual market. What is the NQ doing here? So on the NQ, we look back. I have been tracking this little trend line that it had, seeing how it held up this trend line, and it held up once, held up twice, held up three times, gapped up, came back and tested it yesterday, and continues to find itself below the 19,000. So on today, looking at the Wilders ATR, it was above the Wilders ATR, looking bullish going into this 19 area, which I got to increase. Let me see. So this one tested all in here. That was 7 times testing in this level. And this is another period coming up here and tested this level again. So I could increase to 8, but it's so close. So this looks like consolidation right now, trying to make a decision. But it did slip under the ATR high, but it's not yet under the ATR low. So I'm not thinking full bearish yet until it breaks down ATR low down here at the 18,800s, because it could just rise back up and go ahead and get through that 1900. It did end up momentarily breaking down this trend, but it hasn't fully broken it yet. So I'm like, okay, I want to see you fully just completely not be able to hold this trend and get on down. As far as the ATR high and low, without with yesterday's values, yesterday's ATR and yesterday's close, the ATR high is up here at 19,750, and the ATR low is kind of sitting right in the middle. So it's going to have to choose which side it wants to go with. And we can look at the variables in here. Okay, one, you're breaking down what looked like a previous trend. You're under the current previous ATR, and you're kind of like in consolidation here. Will you break down this bottom? Is my question. For SNYR though, another thing we have to take in consideration is the beta on these. So the beta here, good morning, Ghost Wind. The beta here is a -2. So that means as the market is going down, this one should rise. Same thing with MTVA, these negative numbers. And this one isn't really big negative. This is like almost 0. So this one probably won't matter as much as SNYR. So I'm also going to keep that in mind. If the market is dumping, will SNYR get more love, even with that weak catalyst? Let's see. But anyway, kind of an observation game right now. It looks bearish, but I need confirmation. I needed to break down this level and start finding resistance here at the 18.8s. Did I trade Bull? Absolutely not. I watched Bull go ahead and just do his thing. Let me look at Bull where it's at. Oops, wrong Bull. Yeah, I did not touch that. This thing went from, it broke out of this 31, got up here, did little moves here. As far as time is concerned, it did little moves, and then kind of just continued to push up all the way up here to 79. Fell down to 50s, back up to the 73s. Yeah, I just avoided this stock at all costs. I saved my sanity, I'm okay with that. It's definitely, I stopped looking at it at probably around this level here, around 9:45 or something. Just did work, just went to work, and during all of this, I was like, yeah, nothing else popped up, nothing else was playable, so I just left everything where it was, I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. MTVA, wait, it was just up 11%. Now it's back up to 27. All right. It's still got a lot of work to do as far as volume goes. You look over here at the volume competition. SNYR is still leading with almost 30 million shares traded. Behind it is SBEV with 16, and behind that MTVA. And these are the notes that I took. Can y'all see these notes? Let me see. Do I have that on screen? Oh yeah, you can. All right, so yeah, that's wellness, beverages, and really I don't know if any of these are going to be tradable, but the only thing I am seeing is this beta on SYR. This beta that could be playable today. Could be a what am I trying to put? Beta. Could be beta. Could be. But all the other ones, SBEV and MTVA, it's gonna be hard to really diagnose those with how they're looking. Did you end up taking bull? Did you end up jumping into bull and are you in a swing position? Are you day traded it, or how did you end up attacking it? SBEV going back towards this ATR high here of the 192, right under the $2. We got SNYR just kind of sitting still on all of these. It's big wicks in here. But I really, really don't like this big wick. I got stuck with those a couple of times, especially in pre-market. If I'm looking for a pre-market trade and it's like that, it just sometimes does not do what I want it to do. Now, there's two ways you can look at this, I guess. MTVA doesn't care about the market. So if we look over here on, and let's go check out the full charts, the daily charts for these. This is MTVA. Yesterday it closed at 184, opened up at 230s up in here somewhere. Let's zoom back some. Oh wow. Okay, zoom in some. All right, so it has been on this downtrend, but we can see it has some patterns of popping up here. I don't know what that'll do for it today, but you know, has this little semi top up here at 250s. And I'm wondering if it starts to hold the 250 level, will people continue to push it up? I don't know. It's the obesity drug though. Let's jump over to looked at SBEV. SBEV. Again, all of these charts kind of look dire. SNYR, yeah. All of them kind of don't look the strongest. Yeah, so he says, yes, scalped on volume spike today. PHOE, new IPO maybe today. PHOE, that's probably not out yet. If it's IPO, okay. Okay. Who's going to be the winner on today? What is PH? Let me see. Or maybe you went to, let's see. What was that thing I used to use? It was here. Was it IPOs over here? No, it was at NASDAQ. NASDAQ solutions. Was it solutions? Market activity? Forget what it was. It was like a calendar that I used to use here. Dividends, IPO calendar. PHOE upcoming on, these are all HX. That looks Chinese. PHOE. Interesting. Where's PHOE? Surprised it's not up here. Was it, maybe it's from on this one, March. PHOE. IPO scoop. Okay, okay. Yeah. Let's see. IPO buzz, IPO calendar. There she is. Okay. Phoenix Asia Holdings. Shares. So it's supposed to be today. So we got 2 today coming out. Let's look at this one. We operate as a holding company. We operate our business primarily through the indirectly wholly owned operating subsidiary, Winfield Engineering Hong Kong Limited. Okay. Okay, so it says registered subcontractor under the foundation in piling, sheet piles, border piles, driven piles, diaphragm walls, micro piles, and hand dug chasms or chasm, I don't know. High quality substructure solutions. We are rewarded with a public project for a major trunk road. It involves marine grouting works, and the project is expected to be completed in late 2025. 29 employees, founded in 1990. Construction services. Last month they made 5.8 million. 1.06 mil net income. Okay. Well, maybe that'll open up today. I don't know. I'm not a super IPO trader. But maybe it'll do something today. I don't know. Let's go back over here and look at the NQ real quick. NQ coming down to that ATR low. Not exactly breaking and bouncing up a little bit, but still, I'm thinking as long as it's in between these, it's in consolidation and it doesn't know which way it wants to go. I needed to make a decision to exit one of these sides. And what I'm looking for is for it to actually close a few candles outside of one of these before. I'm not just looking for it to just break. I'm looking for it to close outside of one of these sides. All right, SYNR, SBEV. Oh, you only trade volume spikes, not fundamentals or tech. Got you. Gotcha. See where XOXL is right now. Man, I can't wait till it gets back to $6. So I can actually get my orders in. Last time it was just too fast, too unexpected. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit back, be patient because, something like this definitely needs time to think and understand itself. All right, that's why ENR. Yeah, a bunch of little wicks here, a lot of indecision. So don't want to get chopped up in that. It did reach 30 million shares traded. SBEV still not looking the greatest either. MTVA ended up continuing to wick down. You wait till they get halted to the upside with volume and then you attack. You're like, let's go. know, different strategies, you know. It's one of those things. If you got a halt scanner, what halt scanner do you use? Do you use this one, the NASDAQ Trader halt scanner, or not really halt scanner? This is just halts that happen. But I'm pretty sure you got some type of maybe an IPO halt scanner. I don't know. Is there such thing? Let me see. IPO halt scanner. Nope. Trade halts, real-time stock halts, halt scanner on the App Store. Instant notifications for stock trading. I don't know. I don't know. So a little bit of pop and hold in here. It's kind of a rounded bottom on this ENQ. It came down, but it's not really trending. It's just kind of making this rounded bottom here. So I don't know what kind of shape it's trying to form on this rounding. Yep, buy with a stop of 20 cents above the halt. Nice. Okay. And yes, yes, NASDAQ trader. Nice. Okay. Just making sure I wasn't the only one using NASDAQ trader halts. We out here having a whole new technology out here telling you everything. Upside halt, big volume, enter the buy stop. Got you. So as it's pushing up, so basically your order is above the current price action, looking for it to push through those levels and take you with it. If I'm buy stop, yeah, buy stop, yeah. So it's got to be above it. And if it ends up failing, then maybe it'll miss your stop. It'll miss your entry and just go down. And you'll have time to readjust. So I'm guessing you use some type of buy sell calculator, buy sell indicator to show you percentages. I was using that at one time with the small caps, but it's a little bit different with the small caps and things like that because sometimes volume, the idea can shift and the volume doesn't matter. Like, you know, if everybody wants to sell, it doesn't matter if it's a bunch of buying, bunch of selling, whatever, it's going to move in the direction that the majority is on. And so it's like it could be showing you, you know, 70% buying and then it sells off big. It's like, what just happened? Why did this happen? It was just 90% buying and it still crashed out. What happened? In small caps. Now in mid and large caps, it works a little bit better. As far as, you know, which way it's gonna go. If it's saying 90% buyers, a lot of times it's moving up. Either it's gonna hold steady or move up. But small caps, they don't care. They'll snap your back. They're like buying pressure. Ha ha ha. Say less. On TradeView, you use the net percentage volume. Net percentage volume. Okay. Net percentage volume. So, net percentage volume. I don't know if I've ever used that. Let's see. Net percentage volume is a unitless quantity used in chemistry. No. Net percentage volume in trading. Maybe this one. Net percentage volume trading is an adaptive strategy that adjusts the order size dynamically based on prevailing or forecasted market volume. In real time, traders can use net volume to confirm trends, identify potential reversals, and enhance entry and exit strategies. Another strategy involves placing trades at breakout levels before the price of an asset goes up or goes on an uptrend. So that's basically what you're doing there. What is this? Net volume indicator. Okay. Mathematically, VWAP. This is like crypto. What is this talking about? I don't know what this is. I guess you can use it anywhere. All right. Anyway, let me go back over here to Yahoo. Let's see what kind of news is sitting on the front page. Okay, BOFA's Monihan. We face a changing economy. Well, yeah. The trade war uncovers new economies of scale. Stock futures wobble after back-to-back rallies. Let me go look at Bitcoin real quick. Bitcoin is back over the 85, so it looks to have held up to 75,000, back up to 85, which is pretty good. Pretty good. See how that wants to play out. It doesn't mean the downtrend is over for sure, but definitely some type of hope coming in there momentarily during this month. Let's see. Looked at those. Bank of America surpasses estimates as CEO notes possible changing economy. We know that. Just read that. Okay. Top daily gainers, top daily losers, micro algo. Do they show these paid dividends? Nope. Okay. Humana, 14.9. Okay. Let me read that. Let's see. Volume drops below 95 to 90. I exit. Let's see. SNYR is at this time 88% selling volume. No reason to buy. Yeah, let me look at that one. SN. And look, NQ raising back up. Held that ATR low. And this is why I wanted to choose a side first before I'm like, okay, well, let's see how this thing's going to act. SNYR. Yeah, this one is not looking the greatest. And I look at it like all of these wicks. This is a 15-minute chart. So all of these wicks on a 15-minute chart is crazy. Yeah, it could just take off in one direction, but you know, after getting dropped on earlier this month, off something like this. I saw a dip like this, had the kind of same setup, wick up here, and it absolutely imploded to the downside coming into the open. Not at the open, it was before the open, and it just whoop, dropped all the way. It was basically from where this one is, 4 to like down here to like $1, and I was like, oh man, oh man. So kind of taking consideration all those wicks, all that indecision. Okay. But yeah, for right now, keeping my eye on the NQ. If it can get over this 1900 today, that's going to be a really bullish move. But if it moves under, like maybe 18,700, it's kind of got a little channel here. 18,700 is super bearish to the downside, and then over 1900 is kind of bullish. But first, it's got to make a choice. Man, that time goes fast. It's already 7:15. That's crazy. But what this does is it gives me time to think about, what's going on in the overall market before things open up. So I'm not in so much of like if I'm just looking at one ticker or one thing in the market and I don't check the overall market, I usually end up doing poorly. I look at it, I'm like, man, what was going on during this? Well, you didn't look, so you didn't know, right? It's like the more you know, the more variables you can take into account, the better your outcomes will be. You just jump up, wake up, and just look at a ticker and be like, oh man, this is tradable. You just buy, you just buy off a whim and get smoked. Mura. Let me look at Mura. Here. Mura. What's this thing? MURA. It should be popping up for me. Let me see. How much volume does this thing have? Mura has 77. Why isn't it popped up here? Oh, okay, I see. It's got a little bit higher amount of shares. Let's see if there's any news on this one. Mural Oncology. Last news was on March 25th. Mural Oncology provides updates on Phase 3 Artistry 7 trial of Neem-Velucan in combination with Keytruda in patients with platinum resistant ovarian cancer. Okay. Let's go look at what it's looking like out here on the statistics. Mura Oncology. Statistics. Has a float of 12.9 million. Insiders are at 1.62. Institutions are at 60%. So these I kind of am very wary of. Let's go look at who's holding this. What institutions are holding this on Mura? We got Vanguard in here. Let's see. Armistice Capital with 1.7 million, but this was reported as of December 31st, so this could have changed. But we do know there's Vanguard, there's BlackRock. Top mutual fund holders, Vanguard, Fidelity. All these folks are holding these and reported for the most part last year We got Fidelity reported here of February. And they don't look to be dropping large percentages. They got rid of a little bit, but not much. Okay. All right, so let's go up here to, we looked at statistics. Let's go, so news from last month. Let's go. The institutions on this one is kind of what keeps me away from it. Those high institution players. Whoops. Public float 15.34. Shares float 3.88%. See, insider owning, insider transactions, institution owning 52%. That does not look fun. Yeah. So all of them are reporting the institutions are going to have the control of that one. And every one of these, the float just continues to go higher. It went from 12 to 15, now up here to 17 in the float. Let's go look at, does it have any shelf registrations or anything? It has a shelf registration from November 13th, 2024. Okay. So more, those insiders kind of hurt my chest on that one. More buying volume, buy not above 90, but not above 90. Okay, a new candle 60, 60, 40. Mighty Gaming, any great plays in the market you may be looking at right now? As far as day trading, I'm not seeing anything, but my dividends, I've been picking up dividends for a little bit, building up positions in a couple of stocks. Let me jump over. But as far as swinging and all that, I'm really got my eyes on the market to see what it's trying to do. It just broke out of a trend that I had been looking at for a while. We saw a touch point here on the 10th, and then came back down, tested this again, tested this again, tested this again, and started consolidating outside of this trend. So my question is this going to be one of those days where it just pops up through the ATR high, gets back over the 1900s here, which it's been facing a little bit of problems with? Or is it going to actually go ahead and break down this 18.7 here? So it's kind of got two levels here that it can go either way. But just watching that first. But like I said, dividend, crypto, and all that, of course, I've been adding to positions on those. So I'm always buying something. I'm going to look at where my MVP is over here. Still up. Hopefully it crosses 30 soon on AT&T. That'll be dope. Anyway, let's go look over here. Dividends. Oh, what dividends are still up here? What have I not added to? Just watching RGP on this one. RGP for this 489. Been testing around here. I don't have a huge position in this one. And I'll show you what it actually does, RGP, in these last couple of minutes before I need to get out of here. All right, RGP is a Research Connection Inc. You know, it's got some pretty nice holders in here. Let's go to the profile. RGP is a Resource Connection Inc. engages in the provision and consulting services to business customers under the Resources Global Professionals name in North America, the Asia Pacific, and Europe. The company operates through RGP. It provides centralized administrative finance. This is more like a financial tools and information, payment system, legal, and real estate support services. The company offers services in the areas of transactions, including integration, divestitures, and bankruptcy. Now, this bankruptcy and restructuring is what I was looking at. I was like, okay, in the future, you know, we expect things to be higher price. We already see some people going into, you know, bankruptcy, going into these things like this. So that I really wanted to see what kind of restructuring programs that they had here. And so I was just picking up a couple of shares. Like I said, I don't have a big position in this. It's been trading since 1996, headquartered in Irvine, California. And I'm looking for basically a return on the idea of, you know, things may be needing to be restructured for not only small businesses but even the larger businesses that are into things that may not be essential. And so that's the play that I'm going with on that. The other one I've been watching is XRX, Xerox out here, still heavily used in the government, but around $3 now. I was like, wait. This thing is used everywhere. Every time I go to a site or whatever, I'm seeing Xerox. I'm seeing either they're in partnership with someone I'm working with, or their equipment is still in service in a place. I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and get a little bit of that. NWL, Newell Rubbermaid, been watching this one as well. Been waiting for this one to come back down. I saw this one when it was way up. You know, it's been up to 55, and I was just waiting. And so it has finally come back down. So I grabbed a couple shares down here as well. And I'll be building out a position on that. MEI, Methode Electronics, is another one I've been watching. Has been up there to 50s multiple times. And you can look into any of these. You know, I literally just, it's been a waiting game, to be honest. You know, waiting for them to come down to lows off of where they were. And so now that they're down here, I'm just collecting. For this one though, I have not taken a position. I've been watching it around this area here. Where's my box? This area here. I must have cleared my drawings or something. So it's been trading around this level, and then it also has this level down here. And I'm just waiting to see, you know, where it wants to settle. And I could take a position anywhere in here, but I'm like, if it's going to continue to come down, I'll wait. You know, we got this bottom. What's the bottom of this box here? So it's under that one, and then the top side of this one, entering this little zone down here, would be what, 450. So just waiting on this one. Just looking, waiting, watching. Now these are all dividend paying stocks, so I'm not just buying the low and letting my money sit. These are actually paying dividends every quarter. The only monthly dividend I've been watching so far is Gut. I had a little bit of Gut and I ended up selling out of it. It just continued to do these spikes down. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait on this. The quarterly dividends have been a little bit more successful. RC is another one I've been watching. I've been watching this for a while. This one was up in here the first time I saw it, like in here, or in 10. And this is before I even started investing. And then I just kept it on watch. I've just been watching it, you know, watching. And now it's down to 447. And it kind of holds this range between 17 and 375. So I'm just looking, watching, waiting. And I can pick up these shares anytime I want, and it pays a quarterly dividend. So, you know, just getting in position for things to move back up in the future, basically, while these pull downs are happening. The other one that I've been watching, which I really wanted to actually come down, was SOXL. It came down here to had a low of 457 back in 2019. In 2018, had a pullback at or no, 2020 had a pullback here, had a pullback here in 2022, and it came down here to like 715. It really came lower than that. It was like 690 something. And I was like, ooh, this thing could come a little bit lower and play in this level here, and I'll add some. And it just yanked back out of there above 10. And I was like, oh man, come on. But I'm being patient. Maybe we'll get a return down there. If not, oh well. I'll just put my money in something else that's low. And looking for those returns. So this one has been up to 74 in 2021. Has been back up to 70 in 2024. So looking for a repeat of history to get back up there. And it doesn't even have to go to 70. I mean, if I get a nice size position, let's say 200, 300, 400 shares, and it just goes to 20 or 30, I'm cool. I'm not looking for it to return to 70. I'm looking for that expansion. I'm like, okay, I got 500 shares down here at, $9, $8, and it goes back to 40, and it pays a dividend. Now, its dividend is a little bit more sporadic than most. So it pays a dividend, but sometimes it comes in bulk. Like it'll pay a little dividend, then pay a big one. Pay a little, then pay a big one. So it's kind of sporadic on its dividend, but I wanted that entry. Anyway, just looking around, those are the things that I was kind of looking at. They're hitting their lows. Ghostwind says Mura. Oh, let me go back and look at Mura real quick. We got a couple minutes left and I got to get out of here. So day trade, let's look at Mura. Mura up there to the 206. So it moved from $1.09 up here to the 210s. And like I said, this one is a little bit higher float, and we'll have to see what those institutions do on the open to that one. SNYR did the thing that I was talking about. I got caught in. I ignored a wick like this and then got caught in quite a bit of a drop. This one only dropped from what, 428 down here to 372, but it doesn't mean the drop is over. We got SBEV, we got MTVA, and then Mura taking the show on right now. So we'll see how Mura does coming up there to the $2 level. I got 2 minutes left and I am about to jump off, but appreciate you guys for tuning in for sure. If you want to check out the trading journal I use TraderSync, but this week I have not taken any trades. So, kind of looking to, what's going to be the next move here. I don't know. Let's also check back out the NQ. Oh, NQ. NQ is making a decision, but is this decision permanent? Does it actually want to, because it's making this move out of this bottom here, ATR low of the 8/8s that we were looking at. But is this permanent? I want it to spend some time down here, spend some time, and then go for this 800. So making this like circular bottom here. Does it want to continue to be bearish to the bottom, or is it going to pop back in here into consolidation? Anyway, that's my review or analysis of the market this morning. I'm about to get on out of here, get on the road, get driving. Appreciate you guys for tuning in for sure. I'll be back tomorrow morning, pre-market. We'll be doing some analysis, looking through and trying not to get cooked in the market. We do have a free Discord. The Discord link has been dropped in the chat. It is absolutely free. You can enter in there. We continue the conversation in the Discord. I put screenshots, and if I'm going to take positions or things like that, I put all of that in the Discord. So definitely check that out. But for now, we'll have to see, does the market want to go bearish or bullish? Because it could come down a little bit and then at the open pop back into this consolidation, and then everybody's kind of stuck. It's like, uh-oh, we thought it was going short, now we're stuck in a consolidation, or it can rip up and still come back in the consolidation. So I wanted to make sure there's some confirmation of a trend here. Anyway, that is it for me today. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.